So being a handler is a lot like owning a dog, a bio dog, a biological dog. I don't think we've explained that much in this channel before, but a bio dog versus a human dog is completely different.
Absolutely, and like you can lock up a bio dog in the backyard and people don't get too upset. But if you leave your human pup in the backyard,
yeah, they wouldn't be happy about that, I don't think.
And I think bio pups they're a lot more harder.
Yeah,
they're hard work.
They're work.
You've really got to put, which is why when it comes to human pup play, it's important that you are willing to put in the same level of work.
Yes.
Because some people, they think, I put a collar on, I'm a human pup.
It's not exactly the same.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
There's more to it than just putting a collar on. That there's actually stuff to learn.
Yeah.
And at Serious Pup, that's one of the things that we're really big on is...
Oh, a plug. Huh. What? Is that a shirt from SeriousPup.com?
No.
I don't know.
SeriousPup.net.
Oh, my bad.
No, but you've got to, there's skills to be learned. There's skills to be learned. Because I think a lot of people, one of the things that I've heard a lot and that I don't necessarily agree with is that pup play is innate. It's inside me and I'm just releasing it, right?
Right.
I will tell you now that I do not share any DNA with a dog.
No,
right? None at all.
Don't think so.
No. But to be able to enjoy the pup experience, and the nirvana of the pup experience, which everybody calls is the pup space, is actually a process of work. By you practice something. You know, have you ever played a game of, are you a sporty person?
I play rugby.
You play rugby?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever played a game of rugby where it's almost like the whole thing was in slow motion because you were just doing the actions,
yes.
It was automated, right?
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Once you learn the rules, you know exactly how it works.
Yeah.
And you just kind of like flow with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that flow peak
Yeah.
experience, and that when you learn the skills of human pup play, you can have the same flow peak experience, which in many ways is what the headspace is about. It's about not having to think, it's about being able to release what are the tensions of the day.
It's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But to get to that, you have to know the skills. And so it's important to learn some.
Important. You heard it here.
Yeah, no, but even simple things like knowing, like the positions, do you guys teach positions here? Like,
Oh.
so you've got the first 3 positions that you get taught with us is that you have to be able to, you know, present, a kneel and an all fours. But a present is when you're kneeling with your paws on your knees, and then you slide your paws forward, and that's a kneel. And then when you're on all four positions, then that's an all fours. So,
Okay.
and originally when I learnt that stuff, I was like, oh, why do I need to know this? This seems really silly. But if you put a pup into a present position, their head is up, and they can actually look around the room and they can see stuff,
Yes.
right? Whereas if you put somebody in an all fours, because of the nature of the neck, they can only see down.
They look at the ground.
Yeah, so if you're a handler and you don't want your pup seeing what you're doing, you put them in an all fours.
Oh.
Put them in an all fours, and then they can't actually see what's going on, so you can control the environment.
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want the pup to be alert, to be able to look you in the face and be able to see what you're doing, you put them in a present, because then the head's bright up and they can move the head around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see exactly what you mean. This is training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Training 101 for a handler.
Yeah. And there's other things that, like, people talk about hoods, right? And they say, oh, you know, the hood is an expression of the pup self. And it is. But hoods also help create the headspace.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it covers your ears, you lose auditory input.
A good portion of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't hear as much. You also lose a lot of your peripheral vision because of the nature of the eyes.
Right.
So that narrows in the field of vision. So it really forces you to concentrate on whatever's in front of you. And that's the same as like being concentrated on the now.
Yeah.
So as a training tool, a hood isn't just about looking pretty. It actually puts you closer into the headspace as well.
That's so cool. Look
Yeah.
at you learning.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
but for me, people say, oh, you know, You don't have to have gear. You can be a, what do they call it? They said a flesh pup. You can be a flesh pup.
Yeah.
You don't need gear. And I think when you're first starting pup play, don't go and spend $2,000 on gear.
That's expensive.
It is,
Yeah.
and the gear's not cheap, so you want to choose good gear. Don't buy
Yeah.
cheap shit off eBay because it's cheap shit off eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, buy the proper stuff because it's going to last.
Yeah, improper padding for your knees is the worst
Yes.
ever.
And I always say the first things you should be buying is knee pads and wrist guards.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, 100%. Like the first time I went to a mosh, all I wore was like wraps. Worst idea ever.
Padding is good.
Yeah, padding is good.
Especially and knees. From a biological perspective, unless you're a baby, your body is not used to having
no.
gravity go through the knees the same way that when you're in an all fours position.
Not.
And we're still trying to. I've got a couple of physiotherapist mates that are teaching me how to move fast in an all fours position, which is really.
That's so cool.
It's more tricky than you think. There's a lot of kinesthetics involved with that.
And lots of hip movement.
Oh, look,
Not
it's like a Pilates class.
Oh.
As a side tip, if you want to have a really good sex life, I highly recommend Pilates. Really recommend Pilates.
Cool tips with Jeep Up.
Can you put a little "the more you know"
The
thing in
more
that?
you know. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of
Pilates
course.
for pups.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't there somebody who did a yoga class for pups?
Yes,
At
IML. It was last year for sure. Also, actually, and Folsom, and I think I remember hearing it at Claw.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's great.
there's yoga classes for pups too.
Tip for handlers: you might want to attend that. If you attend that, you might know which pups are more flexible. The more you know.
Hey.